Bit earlier than planned, a couple of minutes, but here I am, and I've no patience. So, hello, 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 wherever you may be watching me from. Hello, give me that like, give me that love, give me that share. Let me know if you are joining and where you are joining me from. It is Sunday here in the gorgeous Rosendale Valley. We have a little bit of sunshine. It is the 5th of February. And we are 120 seconds off starting Sunday service. Thought I'd join that 2 minutes early just to keep you on your toes. Where are you watching me from? Can I see the comments? Hi, says Caroline Mason. Joseph has joined. Hello, hello, hello everybody. In fact, no, I can't do that, can I? Because I'm going to be reading. I am going to be opening the messages soon. So let's have a look. We've got Yvonne Lynn, we've got Darren Barrowcliffe, we have got Charlotte. I'm going to try, hello from Wales, hello. I'm going to try and open my Facebook on my phone and see if it'll let me. Might not let me, probably won't let me. Oh, fuck a duck, hang on. Let's see if I can give a few name shout outs. I've seen some other creators doing shit like this, but oh, here we go. Hello, Jennifer Hutchins Booth in Somerset. Hello, John Robinson. Hello, Savannah Blaze in Melbourne, Australia. So I'm going to say good evening to Savannah Blaze. Good evening. How are you? Denise Mary Robinson is watching. Lizzie Carruthers says hello from Wigan. Hello. Hello, darling. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. It is the 5th of February. We are here for Sunday service. Good afternoon from Greenock. Good morning from Ireland. Hello, Liz Sullivan. Hello, Jackie Melvin. Hello, Mare Ord. That's an Irish name, isn't it? Mary Order. Be wrong. It'll be wrong. Lucy May's watching, as is Donna Tracy in Belfast. Marie Cooley. Joseph PG. There's a lot of people from Belfast this afternoon, 12 noon. What is it? What is it? What year for? Thanks, Kat Evans. I'm much better. Tracy Crawford's here. Kim JB's here. What are we all here for? Hello, James Ledbetter. We're here because it is time for Sunday service. I'm your Aunty Nelly. I'm an international agony aunt. I write for Chat magazine here in the United Kingdom. My column comes out every Thursday. I am well known for being an agony aunt. I am your well-trusted Aunty Nelly. Bring me a problem and we'll try and solve it. Okay, so you write into the page with your dear Aunty Nellies, whether it be a Sunday service or a night time with Nelly. Things are back on now for the shows. I've been working really hard to get all the admin set up so the boxes are filtered again. And you write into me. I open up the problem live as we're speaking now. So I don't know what the problems are. So any advice I do give, hello Janine Newton in with the Wirral. Any advice I do give is purely for entertainment purposes, and any advice I do give obviously is off the cuff. So Maria West, hello in Birmingham. Amanda Breeze in Fife in Scotland. And Kelly Urian says hello from Bury, which is literally just down the road. Sarah Hartley is watching. Hello, Sarah Hartley. Leah Russell says, hello. Hello, Flower. Tracy Dyke is watching. Maggie Evans is watching. I think we've got one or two. Vicky Campbell, good afternoon in Essex. Russ Darden says, hello from St. Louis in USA. Good morning, should I say to you. Kate Breary is in Warrington. Rosalind Iqbal says, good evening in Sydney, Australia. Hello, hello Health Steps, hello, good afternoon Amanda, who will be watching from Rottenstall. So that is the aim of today's show. If you've joined and you're not sure what it is, I am Aunty Nelly, the Uncensored Reviewer. I'm an international agony aunt, and today is going to be a Dear Aunty Nelly show. So you write into the page, they filter through to a Sunday service box, and I open them up and off we go. Hello, Lisa Clancy in Wales. Very kind of you to say I'm beautiful. Hello, Kelly Urian. You did get a shout out. You got two. Sam Broadbent in Derby. So my perimenopausal skin has been horrific lately. It has been flaky and dry and really uneven, and the skin tone has just been horrific. So I've had to change my skincare routine, and I've had to change the products I'm shoving on my face, really. So I did an Instagram live not so long ago, and they were saying, Nelly, you are looking so glowy. I think that's down to me slathering myself up with E45 every day at week since 23rd of December, because I have really struggled with my perimenopausal skin. So I'm E45'd up, and I've thrown some Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue on. Nathan's absolutely right. Always go back to what I know and what I trust, and I don't know why I bother with a load of other shit, because my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue is a skin hydrating BB cream, really. So I'm just going to stick with that because it's what I do and what I know. So, but my skin feels a lot better than it has done. I've also stopped wearing eyeliner on my waterline because apparently it was making me look 10 years older. So we'll see how that goes. Are there any reviews in the pipeline? Yes, there are. I've got 2 skincare reviews coming out. I've got one for your lips, one for your eyes, mascara shite, lippy stuff, hydrating lip stuff. And I will, I think, do a review on the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue, because when I find something that works and is good, I know there'll be a lot of people out there. Because if I went into a department store and they went, what skin type have you got? I'd be like, don't fucking know at the minute. I've got oily patches, I've got dry patches, I've got flaky patches, I've got misplaced red bits, and yeah, it's just without a bit of summer, I weren't feeling really good, and I've always had really good skin. So I think it's blaming the perimenopause. And I've had my hair cut. It was much needed, but there we go. So, your eyeliner makes you look older is a fact. I've stopped doing it. Yeah, Lisa, I read an article. I love like beauty articles, skincare, makeup. And it said, if you're like in your late 40s, so I'll be 49 in March, it said stop putting eyeliner on your waterline. And I just thought, I've been doing it since I was 13. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come out this habit. And when it was my mum's 70th a couple of weeks ago, I just put a bit of brown eyeshadow on underneath, if you will, to make it look a bit night-timey. Anyway, Sunday service, are we ready? Give me that like, give me that love, give me that share. It is so lovely to be here with you today. Sunday, the 5th of February. Finally got the horrible January out of the way, because January is like the longest year of 2023, I felt like. It was fucking disgusting. Do you get horrendous anxiety? I have high functioning anxiety. So I don't get horrendous. It's always the same, my anxiety. There are times where it's through the fucking roof. But I have really good coping techniques, I think. And sometimes got a real good handle on my anxiety. Other times, you know, whatever I've learned and whatever I have as a coping strategy. So I've got lots more tools in my toolbox now to be able to cope with my high functioning anxiety. Yeah, you're right, John Robinson. It's the worst year of the fucking month is January. I hate it. But it's a bit brighter now. There's a bit of sunshine, so we're getting a bit of vitamin D. Not that kind of vitamin D, John Robinson. I sleep alone. But yeah, it's gone now, hasn't it? So we're getting ready to step into spring, and that makes a massive difference for me and my mood. I'm not sure what it does to you. But before I lose any more viewers, because I'm boring my fucking self now, I'm going to get on with Sunday service. How is your mum, says Jacqueline Melvin. She's absolutely tip-top. She's been to church this morning and she told me that it were really icy. I know that because I've got windows. She told me to be careful because it's really icy. So I said, well, I'm not going out today, Mum. I'm stopping in. I'm going to do Sunday service. But I've told you about I've lost my fucking foundation brush. I got a really nice foundation brush. Recommended retail price would be 25 quid. But I got it free. In a Christmas thing, if you will. Anyway, long story short, my house is spotless. It always is, but I like to do a big clean up anyway once a week, but it's spotless. I live on my own. Everything's fucking Zoflorid, fucking flashed and bleached. Everything's beautiful. I even treated myself to a new mop and mop bucket yesterday because my other one had snapped it. It's one of them Violida, other mop buckets are available, turbo things, and you go like that, don't you? And I fucking snapped it, so mop where it's spinning, so I had to dry all my floors with a fucking towel. Anyway, long story short, I went and got that. House is spotless, but I've lost this fucking foundation brush, so I feel like I'm a right dirty fucking bitch because it's here somewhere in the house. I've been on my hands and knees under the bed, I've been on my hands and knees under the drawers, I've been in every fucking drawer I can think. I can't find that fucking foundation brush, and because of my anxiety and because of the way my brain works, that will be on my mind all day, and I won't settle. I won't be able to settle until I find it. It's got to be here somewhere. So, yeah, I haven't found it, but I'm busy now because I'm working. Shall we get on with Sunday service? Because I have bored myself to fucking tears. Poor YouTube get this on a catch up and they'll be thinking, fucking hell. So if you're watching at YouTube, I would fast forward to 10 minutes in this video and then we're starting. Let's get fucking going, shall we? Dear Aunty Nelly, I'm 54. I'm 49 in March. Woo! I've been living with my partner for 20 years. For the most of that time, it's been a non-physical relationship. Oh, non-physical. All right, okay, not intimate. Okay. I'm lonely and miserable in this, so I work all the hours to distract myself, and she has a horse, which takes up all her time. I remember being single in my 30s, which was a nightmare, as although I found it easy to go on dates, so well, good for you, I don't. I hardly ever wanted to go on a second date, as they generally seem slightly mad. I feel like I settled with Horse Lady as I was lonely. Oh, poor girl. I do not have any family and hate being on my own. How do I meet available women that aren't crazy, hung up on their exes, gold diggers, or incapable of loyalty? I just want someone who's kind. Is it too much to ask? I want to make a change as I've had enough. Thanks, Aunty Nelly. Right, well, the first thing I'd say is I wouldn't want you to look for this wonderful lady while she's still in a relationship with Horsey Lady. So you need to end your relationship with Horsey Lady before you start looking for a new lady, because otherwise you'll be just a massive cheating cunt. And what we don't accept on Sunday service, night time with Nelly, or on my platform, are cheats. So you're unhappy in your relationship, okay. I need you to end that relationship if you are serious about not being happy, feeling lonely, wanting something else. There is absolutely nothing wrong with sitting down with yourself and saying, this relationship is not filling my love cup. My love cup is empty. I know there's so much more out there and I deserve it. Absolutely. All day long, every day of the week. But not when we're in a relationship. Do we then start putting things in place to go and look for another relationship? We have got to be kind of single. You got to be single. Oh, hang on, I've just seen something then. Oh, Jamie Pollock, sending you my condolences, darling. Your grandma's passed away. My apologies. Hope you're okay, darling. Sending you a big flower pot cuddle. Yeah, so you can go out and meet people who are available when you're available. Okay. Going a little bit further back into that, dear Aunty Nelly, when you say that you don't want to meet people that are crazy or hung up on exes. Crazy, what do you mean by crazy? Because I'll tell you something now. I'm mad. Mad as a box of frogs. But all the best people are. So I think that's from Alice in Wonderland, isn't it? Hung up on exes. You're 54, Flower. You are 54. So you're going to meet somebody when you're eventually ready to meet them, when you're single and you've sorted everything out with Horsewoman and she's out the picture, that have got a bit of baggage. So we might have exes when you're 54 or around that age. You might have somebody who you could meet who's 23 and maybe a gold digger. Are you telling me you've got money and you're frightened that you might meet somebody who may only want you for your money? You know what I mean? I just think you need to get out the relationship that you're in if you're not happy. You know, and why have you left it fucking 20 fucking years? Do you know what I mean? Why have you left it 20 years? You're no spring chicken now and your choices are going to be less limited. So you need to sort your shit out at home first. Water the grass at home before you look over the fence and look at somebody else's grass, because believe me, it'll be astroturf. Sort your shit out now. Speak to horse lady. She may be as miserable as you. Come to an agreement where your relationship's ended and then start dating in that very, very fucking murky pond. Now you want someone who's not mad, who's not stuck on their exes, who's this, who's that. What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to my table? Apart from maybe you've got a bob or two. What's that? What's that matter? The fact that you've got 10 quid in your back pocket ain't going to fill my fucking love cup. Do you know what I mean? So, there you go. So, I think sort your own shit out first before you even think about starting going out there dating with anybody else, okay? Dear Aunty Nelly, me and my boyfriend met in July. I like him, even though he lives in Leicester and I live in Cornwall. Oh, a bit of a distance. All right, you should have said we've had to make a long distance relationship work. Oh, okay. Do apologise there. However, we've made long distance work. However, we have decided I'm now going to take a job in Leicester, so we're closer to make our relationship even better. Right. I honestly already feel like I love him. And he makes me happy every day. My question is, do you think I'm making a mistake by moving closer to him? The job I've offered is amazing. Opportunity. I think it's another sign of making the right decision. Thank you so much for everything you do. I look forward to your advice. I'd moved to Leicester for the fantastic job opportunity you've been offered and the fact that you already know somebody when you go. But I won't be moving to Leicester for the love of my life in 6 months. I don't think 6 months is a long time to think that you're madly in love with somebody and you envisage the rest of your life with them. I'd be moving to Leicester in my own little one-bed flat and just sucking it and seeing it. Yeah, keep going out with him, keep growing on that relationship, but don't be jumping in head first into somebody else's life. You've got to make sure that the planning that you do to move to Leicester is work related, because you're leaving people in Cornwall, aren't you? And when you move somewhere and you've not got friends and family and you've only got your partner, it can be quite lonely because you become quite dependent on that one person. And I don't want you to become dependent, anybody, regardless of your relationship distance, on your partner. You've got to find your own way in life and you've got to do things for you and you've got to get your happiness in you. And other people come along and enhance that. But you can't be looking at this one person as he's the love of your life when you've only been together 6 months. You've not even lived together. A long distance relationship, what, on FaceTime, on messages. And when you see each other, it's quality time. So you're on your best behaviour and you're making the most of it. Have you actually been in a relationship with him where you've got everyday problems? Like you're getting from work late, or you're working late, or you've got to work this weekend, or he's doing something and you're pissed off, or you've got washing, ironing, cleaning, shopping. You know, have you actually lived in that because the dynamics again change again. So move to Leicester if you want, with this fantastic job that's been offered to you, but don't be moving for this guy because you've only been together 6 months, okay? And I would definitely have a couple of weeks in Leicester if you can, you know, rather than it being a holiday. See where your local doctors is, your local Co-op is, your local Tesco, the supermarkets are available. You know, see what it's like, get a feel for the place. Do you know what he does on a Monday to Friday? How does he spend his weekends? Is that going to be an easy transition? But I wouldn't, after 6 months, say that I'm going to jump feet first and put my life in with this one person, because I don't think 6 months is long enough. Dear Aunty Nelly, I'm 35 and planning to move in with my boyfriend. Here we go. We're excited and feel like we are the happiest we have ever been. There is a problem though. Well, flower pot, you've come to the right bloody place if you've got a problem. My mum is the problem. Oh heck. I don't know me dad. It's just always been her and me at home. Now she's saying she disapproves of my boyfriend. Oh, she disapproves that we're going to live together without being married. And she said it's just going to end up in disaster. He's totally unsuitable for me, Mum says, and he's only going to break my heart. I think this is all about her not wanting to let me go. What do you think? I almost feel like she's going to say I've got to choose between him and her. What can I do? So, you've always lived at home with your mum. You're 35. It's a long time. There's no dad in picture. You don't know your dad. I don't know. I don't know why you don't know your dad or he's not in picture. Is mum putting some of her past problems on you? Did she have her heart broken by a fella? Did he promise her the world and then go fucking off, skipping down lane with Jane? Do you know what I mean? What has happened to mum for her to all of a sudden have this overwhelming fear of you moving on? You're 35. You can do what the fuck you want. You can live where you want and you can go out with who you want. What has changed that she has got this fear of God in her that she doesn't want you to maybe be hurt? Because we've all got that. None of us want our children to be hurt. None of us want our children to go into relationships where they may not last, or they have the heart broken, or they might have to live with a few different people before they find the one. You know, it's not about that. I think she's making excuses on the getting married, because you don't have to get married to live with somebody. It's not the law. It's okay. And I think there's something in mum's past that she's projecting, or she's thinking may happen to you. Maybe there's something in the past she's not dealt with, but you certainly can't live your life through mum. And even though mums are brilliant, they're your bestest friend in the world and they're right good at advice and they're full of wisdom, you know, she's not in your relationship. If you had doubts about your relationship, I doubt very much you'd be feeling the happiest you've ever been, and I doubt very much you'd be wanting to move in with this fine chap. So sit mum down at kitchen table, #kitchen table, and let her know that, you know, you're really happy, you really love this man, and you do want to progress in life, and your next step in life is living with somebody. And let her know that she's not going to be pushed out, and she's available, you know, whenever she's free she can come round for tea. Even mention to her that maybe her time's going to be a lot freer. Make it sound like an attractive thing for her. You know, you're not going to have to be doing my washing or my ironing or making my tea. You might be able to go line dancing on a Tuesday, mum, or potteries on a Thursday. You've always wanted to learn Spanish, haven't you? Well, I've got some pamphlets here about local college that do Spanish on a Thursday night. You know, make it sound like she's also going into the next chapter of her life. Sounds to me like her life she's lived is through you, which is fabulous, brilliant. But you can't then be carer and keeper for mum until she passes, because then what do you do then? You'll be on your own, you're long gone. So have that conversation with mum, open up that line of communication. And I think it's probably about time that you asked her a few questions about past relationships. For all I know, your mum's in a relationship, but I don't know. I think have that conversation about maybe who your dad is, who he was, what her love life's been in the past, you know, why you don't think that's going to happen to you. And if it does happen to you, you'd rather have that wonderful happiness now and deal with that if it comes. May never come, but if it does come and you get your heart broken, you still want to have that relationship with mum, because she's your support, she's your best friend. And make her know that she's not going to get her nose pushed out. You're still going to see her often. So I think it can be terrifying, can't it, when our babies move on with other people and they're no longer under your care in a sense, regardless of what age they are, and you do worry for them, but you've got to let them go. You've got to feel really, really proud and really, really pat yourself on the back that you've brought up this adult that can now go off into the world on their own and spread the wings, and you know, the world's their oyster. And you've got to think, wow, what a fucking fantastic job I've done that I'm able to allow my child into this horrible world, and they've got the skills that I help them gain to live a successful adult life. Even though you're always there for them, always. We have the joke that Olivia's bedroom is like a shrine to her, but it's her bedroom and it's there for whenever she may need it. She may never need it full time again, and I'm praying she doesn't, because that means things have gone horribly wrong in her life, and I don't want that to happen to my baby girl. But her bedroom will always be here for her. That's her room. That's my daughter's room. It's not a guest room. It's not a spare room. It's not a dressing room. It's not anything other than Olivia's bedroom. And it always will be. So she knows she can always come home. No matter what happens. She can always come home. But she doesn't come home because she's living her best life in London. She lives in London city centre with a partner and Hartley and Bambi and Mr. Jones. And she's so happy. And that's all we ever want for them. So, you know, you've also got to congratulate Mum that she's been able to do that for you, that you're able to do that, if that helps. Moving on. Dear Aunty Nelly, I work with a man who is happily married. Oh, these bloody happily married men, they get right on my fucking calcium cannons. He is expecting his first child in a couple of months. I have known him for about 6 years and we are the best of work friends. We often joke that he's my work husband and I'm his work wife. Okay. I am happily married myself, but I am worried because I never stop thinking about him and I secretly love him. I recently have been having thoughts which I fantasize about him and me together. I have no wish to spoil either of our lives by ever allowing this to become a reality. I wish I would stop. I just can't. I really enjoy my fantasizing. Do you think I need to distance myself from this friendship? I think you need to be very fucking honest with yourself, Flower, and stop telling lies. Because you said to me I'm happily married. You can't be that fucking happily married if you're thinking about Tom in fucking office next to a photocopier and fantasising about him. Now don't get me wrong, there's no wrong with a bit of window shopping and there's no wrong with a bit of fantasising. Of course there isn't. That's fine. But the fact that you say that I have no wish to spoil either of our lives, what makes you fucking think that he'd be quite happy to jump on and have an affair with you anyway? Fucking hellfire, what have you had for your breakfast? Fucking 10-foot confidence? I think you're not as happy in your marriage as you think. Certainly not. Because if you were happily married, he would just be your best mate in workplace. You'd have probably got to know his partner by now. You'd be getting excited about the new baby coming of your best mate who's got this wonderful wife and this wonderful child coming. Not fucking thinking about him throwing your back at fucking paper shredder. No, that's not what we think about our best friends. It's not what we think. Whether they're our work friends or outside friends. If you're having thoughts like that, the odd one now and again, or you think he's a bit of alright him, when it goes to the next level where you're actually envisaging yourselves together, you're not happy where you are, you're not watering your own grass, I would definitely nip this in the bud. Start speaking to your partner more. Find out if he's also pretend happily married with you and start working on your own relationship. When you put your time and energy and your thoughts in your own relationship with your own actual real partner, I think you'll find that you'll have less thoughts about your work husband, because it's not real, is it? No. It's not real. It's never going to happen, is it? No, because he's expecting his first child with his partner. Leave him be, okay? I ain't saying that he's not give you maybe a mixed signal now and again, told you you look right nice today, your hair's nice, that lipstick's nice, that skirt's nice, whatever. But he might just be being nice. He might not be flirting. He might just be being nice. And because you're not happy in your marriage, there's something lacking. So when we've got something lacking, we look for something to fill it. And you're obviously looking in wrong places. So concentrate on your relationship. Maybe have a date night with hubby. Maybe cook a fancy meal. Maybe put some sexy underwear on a Wednesday. Woo! Go wild. You'll think, fucking hell, thought Christmas had gone. You know, do something at home. Start filling your own love cup with your actual husband. And stop lying that you're happily married. Look at the reasons why you're not feeling quite fulfilled at home and try and do something about it. If, God forbid, that doesn't work and you really have maybe been lying to yourself, and I'm not happily married at all, actually I don't even fancy my husband, we don't get on, we've nothing in common, blah, blah, fucking blah, then make sure that you're dealing with your relationship the right way, what's best for you and best for your children, best for your husband, and not interfering in any fucker else's relationship. That is not the way forward, okay? It would do nothing but end a 6-year friendship and make you feel awkward within your own workplace and probably result in one of you leaving or being fired or whatever, gross misconduct, who knows. But I would certainly stop telling lies. You're not happy in your marriage. Work on your marriage. And I think when you've done that, you'll find that your mind is no longer distracted with work husband and your mind is at home where it should be. So I don't think you should distance yourself from the friendship because you've got to go to work. But I think what you should do is certainly concentrate on your not very happy marriage. Okay? Dear Aunty Nelly, recently my 21-year-old, no, telling lies, I'm telling lies now. Recently my 28-year-old son decided to no longer be a dad to his 9-year-old son. Oh, do you see what my brain did then? It worked. I'm a Carol Vorderman. So your son had a baby when he was 21. He's now got a 9-year-old son. He's 28. Right, okay. We had to take him back into our home after he and his ex-girlfriend broke up. My grandson was 2 at the time and he also moved in with us. And we have allowed him, my son, to pay the bare minimum of rent and basics for him and his son. He has since got a new girlfriend who is only a few years younger than me. And he's moved in with her and he has stopped coming round and seeing his son. I have texted my son and told him I hate him for the choices he's made. He's abandoned his only child for a woman who's closer to my age than his. Oh, I won't talk to him because I'm so angry. I never thought I'd hate my own child, yet here I am. Aunty Nelly, how do I fix this? I hate my son. Oh my God, are we joking? Let's have a look. Am I missing any exciting? Oh, Ellie Norcliffe has joined. Hello, my darling girl. Have you sent that coriander back? Get rid of it. It'll fucking stink a piss. It'll stink your kitchen out. Throw that coriander in bin. Right. Child had a child when he was 21. Split up with girlfriend 2 years later. Child moved back in with mum and dad. Brought child with him. So she's got son and baby. Who's lived with him now for 7 years because he's 9. He moved in when he was 7. I don't know where ex-girlfriend were. Don't know what happened there. He's been paying a bit of rent, looking after child and himself under mum and dad's roof. Recently, he's got himself a girlfriend who's literally the same age as mother, as grandmother. And he's decided to be, all of a sudden, a shit dad. He's now abandoned that child. Thank fuck that child has got grandma and fucking granddad. Because mother's nowhere to be seen. And this fucking son of yours is a fucking shower of shite, if I do say so myself. You can't just stop seeing your fucking kids because you get a bird. The fuck's all that about? It's like me getting a boyfriend and then never speaking to her. Me getting a boyfriend would be the shock, but it's like me never bothering with Olivia or my mum or anybody again because I've got a fucking boyfriend. He's got himself a bird and he's moved in with her. She's nearly your age. The age of her doesn't interest me. Not interested. As long as they're adults and it's consensual, I don't give a shit. But the fact is that he's fucked off to live his happy life with his new bird and he's not took his kid. Did you ever have a conversation where he said, I've met such a body and things are going really well, we're thinking of moving in together, for you to say, what about 9-year-old? What about my grandson? Did you even have that conversation, or did he just go away one weekend and never fucking come back? How the fuck has it got to this? And you're really, really frustrated and angry. And I can see that. There's no need to be rude. Well, who's being rude? I'm not being rude, I'm just being honest. You know, how's it got to that? And now you're saying, I hate my son. Well, I don't think for 1 minute, right, you do. You don't hate your son. You don't. You hate the choices he has made. You hate the fact that he's fucked off with somebody, and you obviously hate her because if she weren't around, then your son wouldn't have gone. So you've got all this malice towards this lady. I'm not saying she's an innocent party, but this lady who's took your son. And now you've got your grandson who's probably saying, I want to see my dad. Where's my dad? Is my dad going to ring? Can I see my dad? So you've got all that going on as well. Fucking damn right, you hate the situation that your son has put you all in. You hate the fact that he has shied away 7 years on from his responsibilities. Your baby, regardless of age, will always be your baby. So you don't give up on them. So all of a sudden, you're feeling really aggrieved that he decides to give up on his. Thank God for you and his granddad. Okay, so what do we do here? You do not hate your son, and I don't want you to think you're a bad person. I want you to understand that you hate the situation, you hate the circumstances, you hate the choices that your son has made, which makes you confused with that feeling of, I hate you, son. No, you don't. What we need to do here is have an intervention, but we don't want to involve the grandchild at this point. We need to speak to son. We need to go and see son. We need to make sure that partner with son is a good standing member of the community, that you're happy for your grandchild to go visit. She might live in a fucking shit tip. She might have a right spotless fucking house but's lost a fucking foundation brush, so she feels like a dirty bitch. Guilty. It will be here somewhere. I'm going to spend the rest of the day looking for it because I won't be able to settle. Right, so you need to see son, whether it's knocking on his door, ringing him, getting a court order. You need to go and find son, see son, sit down with son. Explain to him that I don't hate you, but I hate what's happened. How has this happened? I hate the choices that you're making. You're my baby boy, even though you're 28. How can you turn your back on my grandson, which is your baby boy? How's it come to this? And what made you think that it was okay to walk away and that me and dad would have said grandson? So get the matter of fact in there that you don't hate him, you hate the choices. Have a good chat with him. If he then says, you're absolutely right, Mum, I don't know how it happened, I weren't thinking, I had him far too young, I didn't get to have fun at that age, I'm having it now, understandable, get it, because 21's young to have a child. Don't slate his new bird, don't go on about the age thing, because it's not, if you were fucking 12, I get it. If she were 103, I get it, it's weird. It's not weird, it's illegal when they're fucking 12, but don't go on about her age. If he then says, what resolution can we come to? Are you happy to have my son? Well, when are you going to see him? Because he's asking for you, whatever it may be, You then need to have a relationship with his then said girlfriend who he's living with, who's he's deciding to fucking, you know, put his socks in a knicker drawer. You need to, because that's his partner. If you want a relationship with your son, you're going to have to get to know her. But more than that, you're going to have to get to know her and know what character she is. If you then start allowing him to see his son and make sure that your grandson is safe in their care. So you don't hate his son, you hate the choices he's making. He's a lad, he's 28. He's, you know, he's looked after that little boy with you, probably doing most of the caring for the past 7 years on his own. I think he's fucking like a dog with two dicks, and he's gone off and he's having time of his life, and in the back of his head he's thinking, I know that Jack the lad, the 9-year-old's alright because he's with my mum and she's right good at taking care of people because she looked after me. So, you know, I think that's what's going to happen. My apologies that there was a viewer asking what gave you the right to give advice. Oh, what gives me the right to give advice? What gives me the fucking right? I'm an international agony aunt, alright, for That's Life America. No, I don't. I write for Chat magazine here in the UK every Thursday. I am their agony aunt columnist. I write for That's Life New Zealand and Take a Break Australia. So it's my job. That's what gives me the right. And if you don't like it, don't look. And if you don't fucking like what I'm saying, you don't have to take the advice. It's purely for entertainment purposes anyway. And if you really, really don't like it, unfollow and fuck off, flower. Off you fucking fuck. Hashtag bye Felicia. Can we all report this lady? Because what will happen is, if you all report her, it'll fuck her off my page and it won't allow her back. So let's do her a favour. Let's be nice. Let's share the love. I don't watch horror films because they frighten the fucking life out of me. They absolutely terrify me. So I don't watch them. If you don't like me, don't watch me. I ain't making you. I ain't got your fucking hands up your back, have you? Fucking hell, I'm not like that. Where you will watch fucking Sunday service and you'll take my advice. No, just fuck off. Bastard bitch. There were no need for that. There were no need for that. I swear in sentences, not at people. What were that about? My perimenopause. Oh, I hate my son. You don't. You don't. You don't. Dear Aunty Nelly, I've been... Do you know what makes me think that as well? You know, like Myra Hindley. I doubt very much that Myra Hindley's mum were right happy with what she did. I bet she weren't right happy with what she did. Do you reckon? I don't. She weren't right happy, but I bet she never stopped loving her. Do you know what I mean? Because it's your kid and it's your baby that you know what I mean? I think that anyway. Dear Aunty Nelly, I've been with my fiancé for 21 years. We've been engaged for 9. We have 3 beautiful girls together and he has 2 older kids, both boys, from his previous marriage. Okay? Engaged for 9 years is a long time, isn't it? Yeah. He's always made me feel like second best though. He makes our girls feel second best to his previous family. He always puts his ex's feelings before mine and never takes what I say into consideration. I've brought this up a few times and he says that I need to grow up. Alright. He tells me that my daughters and I should know our place as women. Oh. He caters to his other 2 kids all the time and listens to them because they are boys. When it comes to our girls and me, he tells us to stop being sissies and to shut up. He tells his other kids to always be there for the mum and help her out. But he says I'm lazy and I don't care. I work 50 plus hours a week, take the kids to sports, while he expects to have a full course meal on the table. And he says he works too hard to do anything else and he doesn't have time for this crap, including my feelings. I don't know what to do. Run! Run and take your girls with you! I feel unworthy, unappreciated and devalued. What should I do? My girls are so unhappy, as am I. Please help. Run. Run. Fucking run. run. What are we doing here? Am I missing out on drama? Love a bit of drama, me. Right. You with a fella who it's his second family, because he was with somebody else, he's got 2 sons, brill. You're now his new wife, and you've got 3 daughters. And if you put your point of view across, you're told to shut up, stop being a sissy and know your place. You know where my place would fucking be? Away from him. What are you teaching your children? We can't make sense out of nonsense, and we can't educate this man, can we? I'm calling him a man, but we can't educate him, can we? He's an absolute fucking wank splat. He doesn't deserve to be able to even have the conversation of, we feel like we're not valued. You don't need to feel like that. You're not valued. We feel like we're not respected. You don't need to feel like you're not respected, because you're not fucking respected. Fucking run for the fucking hills. Get your fucking Nikes on. Get your Adidas on. Get your fucking Fly Flicks on. Whatever you've got, and fucking run. You do not want to be putting up with shit like that and teaching them 3 baby girls that that's okay, because what they see, they soak up like a sponge. And what are you teaching them little girls? That the sissies, they need to shut up and they need to know the place in society? Oh no, no. We have battled with that for far too fucking long for my fucking liking. I couldn't give a fuck whether you've got a long tail or not, whether you're a man or a woman. We've all got equal rights, regardless of gender. Regardless. What are you teaching them? You're teaching them that it's alright to be disrespected, to feel like they've no self-worth, to feel like they've got low self-esteem, because it's a man's world. Men have the right to say, and we've got the right to obey. Fuck that shit. Get out of that relationship and get out of it now. I have no advice here on how you want to save that relationship. You are not saving that relationship. If you have 1 ounce of love for them 3 baby girls, you will fucking run. Go to your council, tell them you're homeless, get housed somewhere and start again. And show them little girls that we do not ever be in a relationship with anybody, no matter who it is, that makes us feel undervalued, disrespected, and makes us feel like we are silent. And you scream that from the fucking rooftops. Find that strength. Be brave. It's not going to be easy, but you fucking run, sweetheart. Know your worth and show them 3 little girls that they've also got worth. We do not allow anybody ever to make us feel less than. Husbands, brothers, shopkeepers, employees, sisters, cousins, aunties, whoever it is, if anybody makes you feel less than, you leave that toxic relationship and you leave it immediately. No point going on about your marriage and this and that, because you've no fucking marriage. How can you be in love or be in a bed with somebody like that from the 1820s? No. Get out now. No. I've always taught my daughter that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you stand alone when you say how you really feel about something. If there is only you that is there saying it, but say it. Don't ever be afraid to use your voice and fucking say it. Stand alone if you must, but make sure you stand for what you believe in. And don't let any fucker ever tell you any fucking different. I don't give a fuck if they're a billionaire, if they're a person in power, if they sit in fucking Downing Street, if they sit on a fucking throne, or if they fucking sweep the streets. You find your people that make you feel good. You empower them, support each other. Don't ever be around people who make you feel less than. Ever. Ever. You are worthy. We are all worthy. We deserve to feel worthy. And if we're made to feel less than in our own home, the place where we're supposed to be heard, cared for, treated with respect, treat each other with dignity and respect, what is the fucking world coming to if we allow that behaviour? We don't allow that, not for one moment. We fucking run. There we go. That's how I brought my daughter up. And believe me, she has tied herself to a few railings outside Downing Street, but it's because it was something that she believed in so strongly. We have been on a few marches, we have done a few protests. If it's something I truly believe, abso-fucking-lutely I'll stand up and say it. Abso-fucking-lutely. And so should you. You should never be silenced, ever be silenced, ever, because of gender. Because somebody thinks that you may not be as intelligent. Oh no. Oh no, not on your Aunty Nelly. Not on my fucking watch. Oh, what a fucking wank splat he is. I hate him. You always say I hate him. Dear Aunty Nelly, I never thought that I would need to reach out, but here I am. I am asking for advice regarding my marriage. I am with my wife and she is no longer the woman I married. Oh, she's a totally different person. Okay. Right, I am my wife. Alright, no. Right, okay. She used to be successful in her job, support the family, loving, kind, caring, funny, attractive. She was always the better half of me. Right. Today she's lost all of that. I've tried to convince her to see a doctor, but she refuses. When I speak with her about getting help or going out, so she's around people, it always ends in an argument. She stays at home day after day watching TV and scrolling on social media. I've tried to get her to reach out for professional help, but with no success. It's really wearing me down because I really love her, but the past 2 years have taken a toll on my mental and physical health too. I'm reaching a breaking point. What do? I don't want to give up on her. I love her so much. Do you have any advice? Sounds to me like your good lady wife, the better half of you, has lost a little bit of herself. She used to be kind, caring, funny, supportive, go out to work, you know, dress nice. Like you say, she loved her hair and her nails, and now she's just completely a different person because all that's gone. What has happened? What was the trigger to that? Can you think back of when things slowly started to change? Did she become unhappy in the job? Did she become, you know, in the case of where did lockdown? Are we going as far back as lockdown? I don't know what these are dated. Did she struggle with her mental health in lockdown? Did she struggle with depression? Struggle with anxiety? Did she have a loss in her life? Did menopause hit her really bad? Was it perimenopause? You know, what happened to your good lady wife to have such a change in her whole character and personality that you no longer recognise her? I think it's absolutely fair and right that you are trying to get her to see a general practitioner. If you're watching, not from the United Kingdom, a GP is a doctor, general practitioner as we call them. The fact that she won't go and then she's getting really mad about it, she's obviously running away from her feelings, isn't she? She's obviously not recognising it and she's seeing it as an attack. You need to speak to her doctor on her behalf. You need to tell the doctor what you've just told me, and the doctor needs to come into your home if you can't get her out. The sooner you do this, the better, because it sounds to me like it's already got so far down the line. But you also need professionals to step in here. She's not willing to speak to you. She's a completely different person. She's lost her passion for life. She's lost her oomph for life. Sounds to me like she's lost herself. I'm hoping it's no more than a hormone imbalance and that the doctor can get her a little bit of therapy, talk to her. There might have something happened to this poor lady that you know nothing about. and that she's not willing to tell you. She may have some PTSD. There may have been a trigger of something that's happened that has brought her to a time in her life that she wasn't very happy, and it may have brought it all up. I need you to go to her doctor tomorrow morning at the earliest and get the doctor to come out and do a home visit. Who knows why some people's personality can change just like that, but I don't think it probably has changed just like that without a traumatic event. I think maybe she was spiralling, maybe you didn't notice until it become a little bit too late. And you're not guilty of that. We're all guilty of that. We're all guilty of wanting to help our loved ones, whether they're friends or family, and hoping that taking them out for the tea or getting them a little voucher or going round with a box of chocolates and a bunch of flowers will make them feel better. We want to be the saviour in our loved one's life, but sometimes we don't have the correct tools in our toolbox because we're not professionals. So we've got to reach out to those professionals and say, I can only tell you what is happening to this person. Please help. Please help, because this person doesn't live the life like this normally. So this isn't normal. Nothing wrong with watching TV all day and scrolling through fucking TikToks and losing 7 hours and deciding that you no longer want to get your hair coloured, or deciding that you're not right bothered about the few fucking pounds you've put on around your midriff. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that that makes you anxiety riddled or depressed or not living your best life. But if it's a complete character change for this person, it's a massive red flag that something is going on, and this person needs a professional to intervene here and do the right things. Have no longer a conversation with her if it's making her feel attacked and defensive and angry, because the last thing we need her to do is throw her trainers on a coat and fuck off and not come back. But I'd certainly go and tell her professional, general practitioner immediately, and take advice from them. And I wish you the best of luck. And I love the fact that you put, I don't want to give up because I still love her. Somewhere inside there, you still see her. So keep holding on to that and be kind to her. She's not doing it because she doesn't care. She's not doing it because she's lost love for you. She's not doing it because she wants to make things difficult. And I think when we see a decline in people's mental health, we can get very defensive of the fact of like, well, why are you doing that? Well, you don't understand. Well, you fucking don't give a shit about me. It's not about you. They're not doing it to offend or upset or hurt you. They don't know 9 times out of 10 what else to do. And the fact that she gets up and turns the telly on is the fact that, let's go back, she got up. She's still getting up. There's still hope. There is still hope there. So hold on to that hope. Hold on to the fact that you don't want to give up, and hold on to the fact that you still love her. Somewhere deep inside, she's still there. And let's get our professionals to hopefully deal with this. Fingers crossed for you, darling. Fingers crossed. Last one off. So it's been a long Sunday service, hasn't it? We've had quite a few. I can't wait to go back and read the comments and see this wonderful viewer who thinks I don't have a right to do what I want on my platform. This is my platform. I'll do what the fuck I want. Can't do it on TikTok, obviously, because I'm permanently banned. But here, oh yeah, here, I get away with it. Dear Aunty Nelly, I'm 24 and my mum's 46. Okay? She was a single mum and didn't cope well. I think she was depressed. She always drank a lot and started going out 4 or 5 times a week. I remember this because I was home alone all the time and really small. When I got a bit older, she made me do things around the house. She treated me like a servant, not a daughter. I did all the cleaning, cooking, and took myself to and from school as young as 4. I wasn't allowed to see friends or have friends round, and I didn't go to any youth clubs. I had no friends. She said it's what kids did to help, as she was always working and needed to earn my keep. Looking back now, she kept me away from friends and other people, so I didn't realise what mums were really like. I can't help but hate her. She's recently asked if I can start to care for her as she has got a medical diagnosis of MS. But I don't think I can. I don't think she understands how bad it was for me. And I don't think I'll ever be able to care for her and forgive her. What do I do? Like, so this poor young girl who's 24 is now seeing things from an adult perspective. Mum's 46 and has just been diagnosed with MS and needs 24-year-old to look after her a bit more. She's asked, young girl, don't say whether they're still living together or not and whether she's still like living skivvy, don't say. But she's obviously seen things on social media, read magazines, read books, watched telly and realised that mums don't leave the 4-year-olds 4 or 5 times a week and go out drinking. They don't do that, do they? Some do, but majority don't. And mums do take the kids to and from school, and mums do clean and cook a pie and make that horrible broth that you're hungry, you're coming home from school and you can't wait, what's the tea? And they say, fucking broth. Ugh. I think at 24, you've got fantastic clarity on this, and you're young enough to be able to deal with your past traumas. Because what I don't want is you never ever say to her, this is how it made me feel, so that we can have that conversation now rather than never or later, and deal with it now. At the end of the day, she's your mother. You don't say there for 1 minute that you don't love her. You just say you're struggling to then give her this care that she never gave you. So you feel like she never ever cared for you. And I don't think she understands how it's made you feel. How it made you feel probably unwanted and neglected. She's now asking you to not unwant her and neglect her. She's reaching out to you again and putting you in a spot that makes you feel real uncomfortable. You've got these feelings of feeling abandoned, neglected, you know, and that abandoned child needs to work on that. So you need to have that conversation with her and make her understand of how it made you feel to be able to put that to bed. I think she needs to apologise, and I think you need to have not mother and daughter conversation, but 2 grown adult conversation of why she was out 4 or 5 times a week in the night working, why she made you grow up a lot sooner than what you should, and why, you know, she was drinking. Because when we're 4, what we see isn't always reality, and it isn't always what we assume. So she needs to answer for that. And I think if you have an adult conversation with that other adult and tell them how it made you feel, ask them questions, let them be honest, come back and tell you why, or it wasn't like this, it was like that. You know, try and see if you can come to some kind of resolution. Maybe when you get the answers, maybe if she tells you that you wasn't unwanted, you wasn't neglected, it was the best she was doing, maybe she has some mental health problems, maybe she's working as a night worker and you didn't know, who knows? But when you get those answers, then you can sit with that information, and then maybe you can look at forgiveness. Because I think when we don't forgive people in our life, and sometimes things happen that we will never forgive somebody for, but when we don't forgive people in our life, the only person hurting is us, and it causes a feeling of resentment and bitterness, and the only person that actually grows a cancer from that is us. So if you can look to have that conversation, you can look to forgive, it's going to enrich your life. Now that doesn't mean to say that you have to become mum's carer and that your life has to stop, but you certainly need to sit down and get the answers to all the questions that you have and get the reasons of why you feel that. And mum also has to take some accountability, whether she was doing it for the right reasons or not. She needs to take accountability that you're now feeling this, and probably was for a long time. So I think communication here is key, but be honest. And you may not like some of the answers you get. Be also prepared for that. Mum may turn around and say, what's your fucking problem? She might just be a really shit person. She might think that her needs were far more important than yours. She may not have never actually needed you and thought, well, she'll be right. You know, you may not like what she's going to say, but prepare yourself for it. She may just have been a right shitty person, and she may still be. But the fact that you're asking me, what do I do? Should I? You're in two minds. There's love there. And I think when we've got love, everything else comes easy. But I think forgiveness here is going to be what you need to do. You need to forgive her, even if you don't like the answers she gives you of why she's a shit parent or was a shit parent, in order for you to be able to move on. You need to forgive to find that peace for you to have an enriched life. Whether you decide to care for her, keep her in your life after the answers, that's up to you. But I think forgiveness is always the way forward. Can't forgive everybody in life. I've never had anybody murdered and taken away tragically from me like that, and I'd really struggle to forgive. But I think that communication, that horrible, brutal communication, opening up that can of worms isn't going to be nice, but do it now rather than later, or not at all. That's been today's Sunday service. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Any advice I've given on today's show is purely for entertainment purposes. Please make sure that you do give me that thumbs up, give me that love, give me that share. Keep writing into the page with your Sunday services and with your night time with Nelly's. It is so good to be back with you, flower pots. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to do this with you. It's an absolute pleasure to check in, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. If anybody clicks into your messages with gift, prize, giveaway, competition, whatever, it's a scam. Don't fall for it, and I will see you all very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.